Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Melissa and I am a 27-year-old nursing student. I am currently enrolled in a BSN program to attain my third degree. My first degree was in communications and marketing. My second degree is in healthcare management, also known as healthcare administration. And now my third and final degree will be for nursing. The decision to go back to school is not a decision that should be made lightly because it requires a lot of time, dedication, and a lot of money. So today I want to go over the pros and the cons for going back to school, specifically for nursing, or for completely just changing your career. So first I'm going to start with the cons. So the first con, and probably the biggest con and the most obvious con, is the money. Going back to school requires you to either blow through your savings, borrow money, get a federal loan, or if you have maxed out federal loans, or if that's not an option for you, to get a private loan. That is definitely something to consider, because taking out a loan means that you have to pay it back, meaning that you are going to be acquiring debt. And you already have student loans from your previous degree, you're going to have to think about taking out more money and going further into debt. Another con is time. So nursing programs can range anywhere from 12 months in an accelerated program to 4 years with a traditional BSN at a four-year university. Depending on how old you are and where you are in life, time may be something that you really don't have or don't want to dedicate to going back to school. Another aspect of time that people don't think about are prerequisites. So even if you're looking at a program that's only 2 years, you may have to do a year's worth of prerequisites before you can even apply to that 2-year program. So even though the program is 2 years, you're really looking at 3 in order to get your degree. That's definitely something to think about, because you don't want to go in to going back to school thinking it's only going to take you a certain amount of time, and then down the line you find out that that time is actually doubled and you feel burnt out and you quit. It's important to know what you're getting into before you get into it so that you can make an informed decision on whether or not you actually want to do this. Another con is energy, or I should say lack thereof. So if you're older and you're going back to school, you may not have the luxury of just focusing on school. I could not quit my job and go to school. So I was working full-time when doing my prerequisites, and I'm still working full-time now that I'm in school. And that can really burn you out. So if you have a job, if you have kids, if you have other obligations, not only will you have to focus on the energy of going to class, turning in assignments, getting A's on exams, studying, all of that, you also have to continue with any other obligation that you had before nursing school that you're not able to drop. That's definitely something to consider, because we only have 24 hours in a day. There's only one of you. So if you are putting in time to nursing school or time to going back to school for anything else, of course, other areas of your life are going to have to suffer, and you have to figure out whether or not it's worth it, or if you have somebody else that can help you. Stress is another con. So nursing school is very, very stressful and very rigorous. Even the prerequisites to get into nursing school can be stressful, especially if you have other things going on, like you're working or you have kids. You're going to have to focus on turning in assignments on time, doing homework. You're going to have to focus on studying, and you really are going to have to focus on your GPA if you're trying to get into nursing school, if you're trying to stay in nursing school. Okay, so now that I was negative and talked about all of the cons about going back to school for nursing or for switching your career, I'm going to talk about the pros and the potential benefits. I felt like it was important to talk about the cons because this is a really big decision that you're making. If you're deciding to completely change your career path, or if you're deciding to go back to school, it's going to affect you mentally, physically. If you have a family, it's going to affect them. If you're working, it's going to affect your job. And so even if this is something that you want to do in your heart of hearts, it's important to know everything that you're in for. You know, you don't want to just watch a video that only talks about the positives or just focus on the positives. You also do want to focus on the negatives and figure out if they're important to you, figure out how you're going to combat them, and figure out how you're going to overcome them. So the pros. Merlot? No. Sorry, my dog hears something outside and she's possibly barking. You may hear her barking. She's small, so it won't be too loud, hopefully. You want to say hi? This is Merlot. She's my dog. She's a little Shih Tzu. She just got spayed like a week ago, so she has her cone on her. So she's being loud. So I thought that she'd want to come and say hi in the video. Say hi. Okay, so now the pros of going back to school for nursing or for switching your career paths. She's still barking. I'm just gonna keep going. Okay, so the first pro is that you are potentially increasing your income and your earning potential. So the average salary of an RN in America is $75,000. Now keep in mind this is the average. So there are RNs out there making a lot less and there are RNs out there making a lot more. But depending on what field you're in now, this could be a really big pay increase for you. And then further down the line, you can also increase your earning potential because you can go and get certifications and you can specialize and you can make even more money than the average. Also, depending on what state you're in, you will make more money than the national average. Another pro, and this is definitely the biggest one for me, is job security. So the job outlook for nursing is already big and it's only increasing as time goes on. Even before COVID happened, nursing was a very high demand profession and it's only becoming more in demand because the baby boomers are getting older and they're gonna need certain levels of healthcare. And they're also getting older and they're starting to retire. So a lot of baby boomers that are nurses are going to be retiring from the profession in the next decade or so. They're already starting, but they're going to continue to retire in the next decade, and they're going to leave holes that need to be filled. So there is an amazing job outlook with nursing. You always know you're going to have a job, even if it may not be the exact specialty that you want to do. Just having your license, having your nursing license will always guarantee that you will have work and you will have an income. And this is huge if you have a family or if you want to have a family, to know that you're going to have a steady income. Another pro is having a sense of purpose. So you may be sitting at your 9-to-6 job right now. It could be a desk job, you could be working in retail, and you could just be feeling like you're not making an impact. It doesn't really matter whether or not you get up and come to work every day. No one's really gonna miss you. They'll manage without you, but it's not life or death. With nursing, you get to see that you're making an impact with people. You get to interact with people. You get to be on your feet. You get to wake up every day and know that your presence is needed, that your presence matters, and that you're ultimately bettering somebody's life. You're taking care of them. You're gonna be a caretaker. And the final pro is happiness. So if you clicked on this video, that means that you are either you've already made the decision that this is what you want to do and you just want reinforcement, or you are in the process of making a decision to go back to school and change your career to nursing. And if this is what you're passionate about, if this is what you want to do, then you should find a way to just make it happen and to do it. Otherwise, you're going to regret it. You're not going to be happy. Clearly, you're not happy in the field that you're in now. Otherwise, you wouldn't be looking to switch fields. So hopefully this video helped you weigh the pros and the cons of going back to school for nursing. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And I will continue to be making videos while I'm in nursing school just to document my experiences and to give tips. Because when I was trying to decide whether or not to go back to school, trying to figure out how to go back to school, I went to YouTube to see how other people did it. So I want to give back and hopefully help you.